An effort to boost school safety. Guam Police Department officers will be stationed full-time at 6 Guam Department of Education schools under the School Resource Officer Program. Chief of Police Stephen Ignacio.
We've all seen the reports in the past couple of years, riots at schools during lunchtime, during breaks. So we're there, to try and stop these incidents before they occur.
The high schools getting the armed police officers are George Washington, Okudu, Southern, and Tizon, along with Simon Sanchez and John F. Kennedy, both in double session at the Upper Tumon campus.
We're excited to be at the schools.
GPD Officer Miguel Castigador is an SRO at GW in Manilao. He says they've already been making their presence known at the schools.
We already have a little how we say this, administrative approach, like talk first day going to school, getting with the staff, talking to the teachers, and actually also being present where their students are, just walking, saying hi, saying good morning, how are they, what are their hobbies, what do they like to do. And one of them approached me and asked me, "Sir, why are you here?" I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's one of the questions they asked us."
When students see these men and women in blue, the hope is they'll be reminded that learning is a priority when they walk in those doors. GDOE Superintendent Dr. Kenneth Swanson.
It really is a real part of the environment when we know that we have an officer present. Just like when you look in your rearview mirror, it's like, oh, I better check my speed. And we have a few folks that need to check their speed, to be sure.
Swanson adds it's also about building trust and confidence in the community.
And our kids are watching all of us, and they take their cue from how we behave. At the same time, they have the added ability to be able to respond in a dangerous situation is something that I think is a great step forward.
Public schools haven't had SROs since the program ended under the judiciary in 2019. It should be noted SROs were not armed back then. Ignacio says these officers will be trained to the National Association of School Resource Officers course, ensuring they have the necessary skills and knowledge for school-based policing.
We've been sending them through refresher training and to some new training, to make sure that we use force judiciously and appropriately, understanding that we're in a very different environment because we're now dealing with minors.
Acting Governor Josh Tenorio adds their presence will also help identify and respond to victims of crime.
Many of our children, our students, are victims of crime, sometimes from their own homes, sometimes at the hands of people who are trusted. And so having access to law enforcement officers on campus in a trusted way, I feel, is going to help us with that mandate and mission.
The SRO program cost $1.5 million that was appropriated to GPD from the general fund. Swanson says the program is critical and hopes it will be sustainable. Matsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.